Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the Living in Utah Thursday question and answer session. I am here every Thursday evening, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and 7 p.m. Pacific Time. So this is a opportunity. It's just a free forum. We really have no rules. It's no planned questions or anything like that. This is not rehearsed. This is totally live. So bloopers, the whole 9 yards. I'll go into it. You're welcome to ask any kind of questions you want about the state of Utah. Maybe it's about real estate investing, things to do in Utah. I do get people join from around the world. So if you are joining from around the world and you have questions about the United States, I'd be glad to answer them to my best ability. And we can begin. So if you have any questions, just pop them in the comment. We'll talk about a few things too that's going on in the state of Utah. Right now, actually, it's been very hot. We've had record temperatures in the north and the south. The St. George area has seen 116, 117 degree temperatures. Northern Utah, we have broken 100 degrees a few times actually in June and now. I think next week we're due to break 100 degrees about 4 out of the 7 days, I think. And earlier in the week we did break 100 degrees. It has cooled off a little bit. We're in the upper 90s today. And actually this evening had a storm front come through. Out doing some yard work, and the winds really picked up. They've died down a lot now. There's a lot of clouds. It was awful cloudy out there. I thought maybe it might rain, help our drought situation, but I have not seen a drop of rain out of it. So anyways, it's the whole West Coast has been above normal temperatures, a lot of states. So, and it's kind of unique. I was talking to somebody in Texas and they are having some cooler temperatures. They had some cool fronts that came across Texas there for a while. So yes, definitely a change. So what's happening in the state of Utah apart from the weather? Well, there's an article out about what keeps tech workers in Utah. What is drawing tech workers to the state of Utah to work here, and what is keeping them here? And the number one thing is the outdoor recreation. It outranked family. So that was the number one answer to their question. And I was just reading a thing too, and this was a unique situation. So we have a local airport. We have local airports all over the state. The local airport in Ogden, Utah is having a little bit of controversy. If you're a private plane operator, you would lease the ground off of the city or the county, and then you would put your hangar on it or purchase someone's hangar, put your airplane in and store it. Well, the city has, and what they've done in the past is it's been automatic lease renewals. Boom, 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 boom. So the city has come out and they've changed the rules. And they said, when your lease ends, it is now our property again. And we have the right to rent that to someone at fair market value. And there's a lot of people upset, and they've actually filed a lawsuit saying, and the city has said, by the way, this was pretty comical, that they're welcome to take their fixture with them. And how do you take an airplane hangar with you? It was kind of funny, but so they said that there's a lawsuit that's been filed by some of the airplane owners around the area saying that that's not fair and not right. So it was kind of interesting. Blue Fate. Hello, how are you doing? Curtis Wilson. Hello, Governor. I am doing great. It has been a great week. I love this time of year. I love the summers. I'm an outdoor person. Yeah, it does get a little bit warm, but if I've got plenty of water, I can do most things outside. So absolutely love. There's so much outdoor recreation that I do not get to at all. So yeah, summers and the spring and the fall is not long enough for me. But so talk about high temperatures. Last week, somebody asked a question on where to escape to with the hot temperatures for some cooler temperatures. And I said the Uinta Mountains. So I wanted to go back over that a little bit with some information. Let's give you an idea where we're talking about, first of all. So we look at the northern part. We have Salt Lake City. We have like Ogden, somewhere down here's Hill Air Force Base. When we go over here, this section right here is the Wyoming border, Utah-Wyoming border. So there's a variety of ways to get to the Uinta Mountains. And so you can take Ogden or Layton anywhere and go on Highway 84 up to Highway 80, up to Evanston, Wyoming, and take the turnoff. I believe it's the second turnoff, and I believe it says Mirror Lake Highway on it. This is what we're referring to as Mirror Lake Highway. The other way is out of Salt Lake City. You can come up and go the same route, go up towards Echo and head over towards Evanston, Wyoming, and obtain the Uinta Mountains. Or pretty similar route. Also from Salt Lake, you can also go this route too. But from Provo, you can go all the way up to areas like Midway and Camas and pick up the road that goes into the Uinta Mountains also. So there's a variety of ways to obtain it. But I pulled up some facts about the Uinta Mountains. I love facts, and I love researching them, and because most of the time I didn't even know some of these numbers. So there is 1,000 natural lakes in this Uinta forest. 500 of the lakes have game fish in them. There are 400 miles of streams. They receive over 2.5 million visitors per year. I was astonished with that. I pretty much consider it a place that the locals know about. And you don't see as many like out-of-state license plates in the Uinta Mountains. So it's, and it doesn't pop up on a lot of tourist attraction websites, et cetera, et cetera. So the elevation goes from 8,000 feet to 13,528. I didn't realize it went so high. I have seen some signs for 10,000 feet, but I did not know that the highest point is 13,528. So above 10,000 feet, they say that it seldom gets over 80 degrees in temperature. And I would agree with that. I would agree with that. One thing about this area, they receive a lot of snowfall. And there has been times in May that the road, you can't make it on the road. The road is literally full of snow. I've seen it 10, 12 feet tall in areas, and they haven't been able to work through to get the whole road open. And they do work on it. And I've got blowers and everything that go into it. So, but it's a great area if you want some cool relaxation. There's like I say, lakes, streams, everything up there. Also, and I hope it's still in existence. When on this side here, closer to Evanston, there are some cabins there that you can stay at. And they offer ATV rentals, probably UTV rentals nowadays, and also snowmobiles in the wintertime. It's just as you're getting into the start of the Uinta Mountains. So that's also an option if you would like a cabin to stay. I'm not too sure. I haven't been up by there in a little while to see if they were still in business with the whole COVID ordeal that we've had going on. Some businesses have closed down. So if you are looking for a place to eat on the way up there, I don't have many recommendations for Evanston, Wyoming as a place to eat. I have not found a place that I really like. But just past Morgan, Utah, on Highway 84, if we can get it on the map to pull up, there is a great place. And I just asked a friend if it was still open. So it is open. They have survived the pandemic, so et cetera, et cetera. So as soon as you get out of Morgan, Utah, you go past the golf course, you'll probably see that from the freeway. It's Taggart's Grill. There's an exit that says Taggart's. and you take that exit, and there's a grill on that'll be the north side of the road. There's a picture of it there. That's a great place to grab a bite to eat. Word of caution. I believe this is one of the 80-mile-an-hour zones right here. You probably want to go a little bit slower, because if you miss that one sign that they have, I believe they only have one sign, you'll miss the turnoff. You will miss the turnoff. So, and you might have quite the distance to try to do a U-turn. So as you go along there too, if you want to see, there's Devil's Slide. That's an attraction. You can take some pictures. I think you park your car right there on the interstate there, and you can take pictures right from the viewpoint. If you want a great place to play around a golf too, Round Valley Golf Course, great golf course. I've played there myself. Has been a while, but that's a great course up that area. So that's a great place to eat. And if you're coming from the Salt Lake area, if you're new to the area, and you're looking for somewhere to eat on the way up or the way back, I would say Kimball Junction. There's a variety of places to grab a bite to eat. Matter of fact, right there at Kimball Junction to the east, to the shopping that's to the east, there's an Italian restaurant there, and I can't think of the name right now, but it was on the Diners, Dives, and Drive-In show by Guy. Very popular show. So that's a great place to grab some Italian food. So great place, great recreational spot. You want a little bit cooler temperatures, etc., etc. All right, Curtis, I really enjoyed your time and videos, and I'm really considering moving there. Well, thank you. Thank you for the recommendation on the videos. I enjoy doing the videos. I enjoy the state of Utah. I think it's a great place to live. I probably, I'm very positive about the state of Utah. I love my time here. I think it's a great place to live. I pretty much don't go to the extreme of saying it's the greatest place in the United States, because not one place is, not one place suits every person and every person's style. So a little trivia for you. There are people who leave the state of Utah, and people that I work with that leave the state of Utah, I always ask them, what takes you to your new destination? Why do you want me to sell your house? Etc. I'm curious. I mean, I just want an honest answer. And a few of the people are from the state of California. It might surprise you of what their answer, their number one reason is. And some people might think, it's the liquor laws in Utah. You got to go to a state liquor store, or it's the religion, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not. The number one reason I come across is professional sports. People who have moved from Southern California to Utah, and we have the Jazz, the Salt Lake Bees, but it's not professional baseball. We have professional Major League Soccer, and we have some great college sports. But we do not have pro football and pro baseball teams here in the state of Utah. And a lot of people, or some people who have moved back, just say, Mike, I just miss the sports. That is my passion, my drive. I love going to a Dodger game or a Charger game, or whatever it is, or if it's hockey. There's so many options. Padres for baseball, the Dodgers. They miss those days of being able to just run to a game, or maybe to a horse racing event like at Santa Anita or down at Del Mar. They miss those opportunities, and that's one of the reasons that they are moving back to California. So, and I will admit that in the state of Utah, when it comes to the professional sports, we do not compete as well as like Southern California by any means. Now, we are getting a little bit closer to that, because professional football is down the road with the Las Vegas Raiders now in town. So you're out of Salt Lake City, about a 6-hour drive. So it's doable. You can do it in your car, maybe $50, $60 in gas, depending on what gas prices are. But you could go catch a game. So there are ways around. You always take a flight. That's what we do. We'll take a flight. So, do you need a vaccine to come to Utah? You do not. You do not. We have no vaccine police going around checking if you have a vaccine or not. So, I did learn a little interesting fact. When I was in Walmart, I noticed that, and this is in Utah, I'm not too sure if it's where in other states, but I saw some employees had masks and some did not. So I asked the question, and if you do not have a vaccination card, you are required to wear a mask working in the store. If you have been vaccinated, you do not have to wear a mask. So I believe, and I've noticed this in some other stores too, now that I've kept my eyes open, Home Depot, places like that. And you see some employees with a mask, some without. Kind of possibly could be what's going on that. But no, you do not need a vaccine to come to Utah. We do have the Delta variant in Utah. We are seeing case numbers climb. So where did I just read? I think it's in LA that they are bringing back a mask mandate, I believe. I've seen houses on open auction with a buyer's premium. What buyer's premium? How much buyer's premium is too much overpriced? I'm not as familiar with what you're referring to. Would that be like an auction site that they are charging a premium? I'm not familiar with the open auction that you're referring to. Moved to Utah in May and so far loving it here. Thanks for your videos. They were so helpful. You're welcome. You're welcome. And I have a question for you. Has Utah met, that's the best way to put this, has Utah met the expectations that you planned for when you moved from whatever state you moved from? That'd be my question. All right. We placed an offer on a house in North Ogden. House was priced at $400K and we offered $10K over appraisal and $2K in earnest. We didn't get the house. How much do you reckon we should have offered? Wow. You know, that's something I would have to take on an individual case basis because I would have to do some research in the area and come up with some numbers. So, but it's not only, you know, sometimes it's not a matter of, offers are being won in a variety of ways. So price is one, getting to the closing table is another. So there are different ways. What's a good price for a 3-bed, 2-bath house there? Well, the last man was looking in North Ogden and the home was priced at $400K. My guess would be that was probably about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. So depends on where you're at, Curtis, and what city you are in. Prices do vary throughout the Wasatch Front in southern Utah. When we're looking at, put me on the spot here. I don't remember some of the average home prices at the current moment, but if you have a particular area in mind that you're thinking about, a city or cities or county or a geographical area, maybe a 5-mile radius or something, maybe you have a relative that lives in Salt Lake City and you want to be within 30 miles of it, just shoot me an email and let me know about it. And I can put you on a daily feed of all new inventory that hits the market in your particular criteria that we set. And it will just be one email a day, boom, to your email. It'll give you everything. You will not have to call me for anything. There'll be photos, square footage, price, bathrooms, bedroom, bathroom, nearly all the data will be listed. So, and I don't mind doing that. You'll automatically just get the email in your, and you will be able to learn the market very well. And then we can always change that criteria. So if we started out with a certain city or a certain area and we want to go to another area, Provo, Orem or something, then we can change the criteria and we can put price points in there. We can say from 300 to $1 million, or $1 million to $5 million, depending on your budget, et cetera, et cetera. And you will just get those. It's a great tool I have, used by many people. I have hundreds of people that are on that list. So that's what I'm looking for. How about Salt Lake City? Yeah, so we could just do Salt Lake City in itself. We could do the surrounding cities. We can do just single family homes. I can narrow it down to just townhomes, homes with a minimum of 3 bedrooms and up. So I can play with that a little bit, and then, and then just shoot me another email or call me or something and say, Mike, let's change our criteria or something. And it's real handy. So, and like I say, it's only 1 email a day, which I really like. So you're not getting hit with emails throughout the day. Boom, 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 boom. It just be one email, and you can scan through it whenever you have time, and look at whichever home that will get you. And then we can go from there if you got questions or whatever. And you can also, with some of the technology, you can go like on Google Earth. So on the list, you'll have the address and everything. I don't block anything out. So you'll have the address and everything. And if you want to put yourself on the street, walk up and down the street on Google Earth, spin around, see the neighbors' homes, get an aerial view, everything can do that. So no problem. All right. Response to my question. We moved from Maine to Layton, Utah. It's great here, minus the extreme heat on some days. Oh, great. So with the extreme heat, though, are we lower humidity than what Maine is? I've never been to Maine myself, so I'm not familiar with the humidity levels in the state of Maine. So for me personally, being a dry heat with low humidity, the higher temperatures do not bother me as much. Yeah, it does get a little bit toasty, but I have a hard time when I go to an area that is 60, 70, 80, 90% humidity. I struggle. Cedar City. Question on Cedar City. Cedar City is a great area. Let me just pull it up on the map here. Let's just go. All right. A couple things on Cedar City. Cedar City is known as a college town. It's home to Southern Utah University. And it's basically it's a college town. It is a college town, and that's what it's known for. Now you are real close to St. George, Utah, but the difference with Cedar City and St. George is the elevation. People in Cedar City will see snowfall on the ground. That does accumulate from time to time. Where St. George, I consider it just a dusting. Might get a little snowflake, and a few hours later, it's probably gone. But Cedar City, being a higher elevation, a little bit further north, will get some snow. But it's kind of an area on its own. You're out of St. George, you're about a 1 hour drive. But if you were to come to the northern part of the state, let's say, pretty much when you would have to start getting into Spanish Fork, Provo, Orem area to be larger cities. There's smaller cities like Nephi, et cetera, coming up there. But anyways, Provo, Orem from Cedar City is probably 3.5 hour drive, I would guess, 3 hour drive. So you are a distance away if you needed anything in the Salt Lake Valley, Provo, Orem, et cetera. You are a distance away, but you are very close to St. George, Utah, and also to Las Vegas. So I would say you're 2 hours to Las Vegas, maybe just over 2 hours to Las Vegas. But yeah, it's known as a college town. Very popular. Okay. East Coast is full of humidity. Well, yes, the areas that I've been to on the East Coast is humid, but I wasn't too sure about Maine. So is it expensive in Cedar City? So the pricing in Cedar City is lower than the pricing in St. George or northern Utah. It's an area. I've had quite a few people look at Cedar City, but they find there is not the jobs like in northern Utah, has not received the job prospects in a particular career field that they're looking for. So if you're retired, that would be a little bit different. So Maine is high humidity, that's for sure. Okay. That's one thing I can't do is a high humidity. So I'll take the dry heat, the low humidity, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I would love to go to Maine sometime. I've been up through Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Connecticut. That's about as north as I have been. So Connecticut was beautiful. Niagara Falls area was beautiful too. So, but I have not been up towards the Maine area for sure. But I would love to go there, though. I'd love to go there. I'd love to do it as a guided tour. That's to see all of the area right there, the New England states. So cool. Any more questions this evening? Shoot them out. Let's see, Curtis. How far is a drive to the North Utah from Cedar City? Long. Yeah, so from Cedar City to get into Provo-Orem area, you're probably a good 3-hour drive. To get to Salt Lake City, you're going to be 4 hours. To get to Ogden, I would imagine you're 5 hours from Cedar City. So it's a good distance away. Do you see the cannabis laws being relaxed in Utah in the future? Good question. Good question. So many in Utah felt that Utah would be the last state to allow medical marijuana. And that has changed. We now allow medical marijuana if you have the correct documents and procedures that they have to follow. And we do have medical marijuana stores around the area. So, I mean, I'll never say never as far as recreational use, because I might be shocked. But I was shocked when we got the medical marijuana. So, but anything's possible in the future. Things change. You don't know. You don't know. But it's definitely, it's probably going to be an uphill battle, I would imagine. It would definitely be a fight with the state legislature. So how that pans out, I don't know. But as far as I know, there are no bills that have been run in the state legislature as of late to pass any kind of recreational marijuana laws. So not that I've ever heard of. And I do follow the state legislature session pretty close, and I did not see any bills. What town has a large amount of jobs and careers? So that'd be the northern part of the state, from Provo all the way up to Ogden, Utah. The Provo-Orem area is known for the tech industry. We have some of the biggest tech companies down there: Google, Amazon, a whole variety of lists. Actually, on one of my Provo, Utah videos, I believe, I actually listed some of the ones that I found, and the list was long. So, or it might have been the pros and cons of Provo-Orem. As we get into Salt Lake City, there's a variety of companies. Same with when we get into Davis County, like Layton, Utah, where the military base is. So you've got a military base that is a very large employer. You have civilian jobs there. You also have defense contractors supporting the mission. Some of the big boys in the industry, the Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, BAE Systems, quite a few. And you get into the Ogden area too. They are known or what they've tried to attract to that area is outdoor recreational jobs. Companies who are involved with outdoor recreational, where it's mountain biking, skiing, hiking, etc., are moving into Ogden. But we're also now seeing in the Ogden area some tech companies moving up there. The land in what we call Silicon Slope area, just south of Salt Lake City, that commercial land there is very expensive, very, very expensive. So some of your smaller tech companies are looking for other areas to go, and Layton and Ogden, Utah are places that they are calling home. So who's the largest employer in Utah? Good question. It used to be Hill Air Force Base. I would assume it's probably still the case. But I guess there's two questions: largest employer or the largest either the largest employer or the largest industry that employs people. I would say the largest industry, apart from, say, service-oriented jobs, would be the tech industry. So a lot of tech jobs in Utah. And that would definitely outweigh the tech jobs that are throughout the state, would definitely probably outweigh the jobs that are at the military base. So was hoping for growing for medical. Okay. I think Web Fiji is referring to home bidding and 6% buyer's premium and sales tax. I find it more expensive than making offers. Could be very possible. Yep. Are healthcare jobs plenty and abundant in Layton? Yes, correct. You will find healthcare industry, being in the Layton area, you have a lot of opportunities. You have Ogden, Utah, which has 2 major hospitals that do everything from major operations to life flight, emergency room service, et cetera, et cetera. Then you have some smaller clinics throughout the area. And then when we hit Salt Lake City, which is not a far drive from Layton, you have like the University of Utah Medical Center. And you also have IHC hospitals there. You also have like the Huntsman Cancer Institute, which is a specialty hospital. And we also have Primary Children's Hospital, which specializes in treating primary children. So lots of opportunities, lots of specialties. So do visit Maine. It's a beautiful state. Yes, it's definitely a place that I would love to go to. I would love to go to. How's the Southwest for retirement? Cedar City. So as far as retirement goes, you find more people are heading into the St. George market than Cedar City, hands down. Now, some people are choosing Cedar City, but the majority of the growth is the whole St. George area for the southwest part of the state, but by far. But back to that question too, if you're looking at the area and you're making a trip out here and you're going to the St. George area, you could drive right up to Cedar City. It's only like 1 hour away. So to make it, yeah, it's definitely, if you were to travel to Utah to take a look, then might as well put Cedar City on your list and at least take a drive up there and see what it's like. So with the jobs and careers in North Utah, so with that being, is the cost of living there good on all the homes? Like, what's the prices for apartments and houses there? So probably the best thing to do is I'll shoot you that inventory, give you an idea on some of the pricing on homes and everything. Along with low unemployment, a lot of jobs and a lot of specialty careers in Utah has driven home prices up. Definitely. So I want to live where the work is. Well, that would be in northern Utah. So from Provo up to Ogden, Utah would be your biggest area. Logan, Utah does have quite a bit of work up there, but the vast majority is right along the Wasatch Front. That's where the companies are moving into as fast as they can, and that's where the growth is and has been in many industries. Cedar City is beautiful. True. I mean, I've been through Cedar City. I've stopped a few times. I'm not as familiar with Cedar City as I am the northern part. So I cover Cedar City, St. George area with agent that works with me. So we cover that area, and I let him handle all my business down there. He knows the area better than I do. I do go down there from time to time. So, but a lot more familiar with the St. George area than I am in Cedar City. Just a lot more people ask for the St. George area than Cedar City. Good. This is awesome information. You're welcome, Curtis. Like I say, you shoot me an email on that, and I will put you on a list and get you some homes out as they hit the market, and you will definitely get an idea of what you are getting for your money. So when you see a house that's priced at X amount of dollars, you'll be able to see what the square footage is, pictures of it, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, whatever photos they have provided. You might be able to, see the yard and the fence and the inside of the home, etc. And it will give you a very good perspective. And we can always change that too. So you could start with one particular area, or I can put a variety of areas on it. It just means the list would be longer. And we can move around and change things as time changes. It's great. It's a great way to learn the area. So, and based off of that too, let's say, for instance, you decide to rent. Well, you'll be able to see some of the neighborhoods and some of the homes that you particularly have liked, and then you can look up those cities for possible rentals also. So, cool. Great questions. I am seeing the mountains blanketed by white, dirty fog in Layton today. Well, is it the famed air quality issue people talk about? Yes, it is. There's a couple things going on, I believe, right now. Some air quality issues, but we are getting some of the fires from the west that are coming over also. So that is some of the issue also. Some of the wildfires, it travels across. So yeah, it was windy tonight though. Earlier it was windy. So I hope that blows some of that out or pushes it along. But we had this issue last year with the California wildfires raging. We were getting the clouds just came over, and Montana too last year had a real big problem with wildfires too, and we were getting some of that coming down. What is the safest places to live? Wow. So I do have a couple videos on that. And I took some data from reports on some of the areas. But the state of Utah does have, through the Division of Public Safety, I believe, they produce a report on crime data, and they break down city by city. So you can actually look at a particular city and see what the crime rate is for that city. So yeah, definitely a great site. I've been to it once or twice. It's handled by, I believe, the Division of Public Safety, crime data. I have a couple videos though too on crime data on reports that were given, that I gave all the information to the report. But good stuff. Yeah, Division of Public Safety. Any more questions this evening as we roll along? It's been a great evening. Great evening. Well, I'm going to call it an evening. I thank you, and I will be back next week, same time.